right, well, turning now to our forecast. Chris joins us now, and some strong storms may be on the way later today.
They sure are, and we've been seeing hail on and off across the country so far. We actually had some hail video in Texas from a couple of days ago, and I've been seeing a lot of hail reports on and off. But I want to get to our hail potential. The reason why this is so big, and here actually I think we're about to see that right now. We're going to take a look at some hail that we saw near Dallas, Texas. This is on Tuesday. This is associated with the system. Look at this. When you have that much hail, it almost looks like it was snowing. Yeah, this is actually a lot of nickel-sized hail that came down, not quite the severe potential. Whenever you get to 1 inch in diameter, that's officially going to be a severe hailstorm. There's been multiple studies have done. At that point, you're seeing a lot more damage to things such as your car, to siding. Once you get up to about golf ball size hail, yeah, that's just an insurance claim nightmare. And that's actually a potential here. What you're seeing on your screen right now could happen in a few locations across our area. It's very rare for us to have these hash marks in this neck of the woods. For one, you usually don't have too much hail or larger ones here in the Carolinas in general, but it's this time of the year that it's going to happen, and especially up here, because hail is all formed, and we're going to go through all of this because of a freezing level. And of course, the higher you go up in the mountains, it's usually a little bit cooler, and that freezing level is actually close to the ground, so it doesn't give as much time for that hailstone to melt. So it's right in here that's the sweet spot for some significant hail. And I'm talking about up to 2 inches in diameter. That's what that means. This also got upgraded to a moderate threat. It cuts right through the Charlotte area. So it's going to be kind of split as far as the hail potential. But all of us have a chance for hail. We'll have a chance for damaging winds, and then heavy rain and lightning. That is an absolute for sure at some point through the evening. Your significant hail parameter, and all this really means is once you start to see some of those yellows, that's where you start to get that range that you could have the size of quarters, ping pong balls, up to golf ball, or even like eggs are coming from the sky. I'm hoping this doesn't come to fruition, because a widespread event like this and a slow moving storm like that is just awful. We saw millions of dollars in damage last April in Rock Hill from this type of setup, and it's especially this area by the end of the afternoon. Notice how everything's yellow, but that hail threat is actually going to spread its way down towards the south, so all of us will have the slight chance for a larger hailstone as we continue throughout the day. But let's learn a little bit more about hail. So we actually compare hail sizes to different everyday objects. Pea-size hail, that is just the 1/4 of an inch, not a big deal there. Penny size, just shy of an inch. Once you get it about to 1.5 inches, that's walnut size to around ping pong ball size. 1 3/4 inch golf ball size hail, that's what causes about $5 million in damage in Rock Hill last year. But it's this size that we're going to be in the range, luckily not tennis ball or baseball size. So how does hail even form? Well, it all forms from water droplets that go above a freezing line. So those thunderstorms go so far up in the atmosphere that at one point it's going to freeze. So as it goes up and down above that updraft, once it drops down below, it collects water droplets and it gets bigger and bigger. The stronger the updraft, which by the way, the updraft, all that is rising heat and humidity. And the more unstable it is, the quicker that's going. That thing can go up to 100 miles per hour. But a hailstone, if you slice it open, actually looks like the rings of a tree, where you can see these concentric circles just showing its growth process. But like anything, what goes up must come down. When it gets too heavy, it'll hit the surface. But during the summertime, if you have this setup, you could have baseball size hail, but it's so warm in the 90s a lot of those days, a lot of that will melt, so you might not even see the surface. It just falls as rain. Here's actually a look at what it looks like if you splice a storm in half. This is actually an example of what happened right around the Rock Hill area. About 60 to 65 mile per hour winds come from this type of hail core. So, and that can also mean that it's falling from the sky at about 60 to 65 miles per hour. That's pretty much everything you need to know about hail. And last but not least, letting you know again, the best hail window is right through here, really, as we continue into the evening hours. Stay weather aware. I'll have your full forecast again at the top of the next half hour. But first, look at traffic with Majestic.